Yo, in this video I'm gonna teach you how to be happier, but before I do that, 50% of y'all are not subscribed to watch this video, and we're pretty close to 1,000 subscribers, so just subscribe real quick. If you want to, you can like, comment, show some support, you know what's up. Let's try to hit 1K before New Year's, would be really cool. But anyways, I feel like everyone would like to be happy or happier than they are right now. I mean, it's usually the same reason you would like to have your dream job, date someone that cares about you, want to hang out with your family more, and I think everyone is on their own journey to achieve their idea of happiness. In the Declaration of Independence, there's a quote from this man called Thomas Jefferson that says, "All men are created equal and should all have the right to live in liberty and the pursuit of happiness." Yeah, it said all men specifically because back in 1776 or something, they didn't care about women yet. I'm sorry, but that's not why I pulled up the quote, because that would be weird. I pulled up the quote because I really wanted to understand why he put the pursuit of happiness. Like, why did he not put all men should have the right to happiness? Why did he add that pursuit part? And then I thought, maybe it's because happiness is something you can only pursue, but we can never have it. And that's also a quote from my favorite movie called The Pursuit of Happiness. So I wanted to rewatch that movie so I could talk about it in this video, but then I realized that I wasn't able to watch it on Netflix because it's not available in my country, and I had to use a VPN. So that's why the sponsor of this video is ExpressVPN. It is not. But I sent them an email and they sent me an automated message back saying it would take them a long time to give me a response. So who knows, maybe in the future I'll have like a cool sponsor or whatever, like who knows, But anyways, The Pursuit of Happiness is a movie about Chris Gardner, played by Will Smith, which is actually the first Will Smith movie I ever watched. Fun fact, I don't know if you care. Probably don't. I mean, you're watching this video, so maybe you care a little bit. I don't know, man. At the beginning of the movie, you hear Chris talking about how he met his dad when he was 28 years old. Because of this, he had decided that he was going to be there for his family when he grows up. Since he wouldn't want his family to go through that same pain his mom and himself went through when he was younger by his dad not being involved in his life. While he explains this, you see Chris bringing his son to a daycare, where the title of the movie makes more sense, because in the title of the movie, happiness is spelled wrong. And the many times I put this as my status or like Instagram bio, and people told me actually happiness is spelled with an I. This is why. It's because on the wall of the daycare there's The Pursuit of Happiness or like something happiness written down, but happiness is spelled wrong. There's a Y instead of an I, and that's why the movie has that name. So that's what's up. Please stop telling me I spelled it wrong. I did not spell it wrong. It's on purpose. I love the movie. It's my favorite. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, his son is called Christopher, and it's actually Jaden Smith, which is his son in real life. So that's a fun fact. That's cool. This movie is in 2006, so he was still like a baby, so you won't recognize him. But hey, it's fun fact, you know? I'm being eaten by mosquitoes, holy shit. Chris sells a medical machine for a living called a portable bone density scanner. It's literally an x-ray scanner, but you get a better picture, like 2 times better, but it's also 2 times as expensive. And hospitals saw it as like a luxury instead of a necessity, so they didn't really want to buy it usually. And that's a problem because this man invested his whole life savings into this machine and bought an entire stock of them. But at the time that he bought all those things, he didn't know how hard it would be to sell this to hospitals, and that they wouldn't be interested in spending that much money for basically an x-ray machine. So now he has to sell at least 2 of these machines every month to get by, but he explains that he hasn't sold any in a while. Because of this, they're behind on rent, and his girlfriend called Linda has to work double shifts to be able to afford food and stuff for him and Christopher. Now at some point in the movie, Linda's like, "F this dude," and she kind of leaves and tries to take the kid. She fails to take the kid because I don't know how she feels to do. Well, she was just being stupid. So like Chris was like, "Yo, give me my kid back." She was like, "All right, here's your kid." Like she didn't even try. Point is, she got a job offer in another state where her family lives, and she decided to leave Chris and Christopher alone in the house where they used to live. So now Chris lives here and is still not making any money. But then one day, Chris is like walking around with like the scanners trying to sell them, and he bumps into this man with like a cool red car. And he's like, "Yo, what the hell? What do you do, man? Like, how do you live like this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a stockbroker." And then he goes into the firm like where he works. And then you hear Chris saying that he hopes that he one day will be just as happy as all those people walking in and out with smiles on their faces. After basically stalking this man, he met with the cool car and taking a taxi with him. And by the way, he solved the Rubik's Cube. which is cool because they were new back then. It's not the point. He got an internship, right? But he was not the only one who got this internship. There were 20 other people in the same pool as him to get this internship, doing this internship. And he found out that it was an unpaid internship, which means that he still wouldn't be making money to be able to pay rent and stuff. Even though he's not getting paid, he decided to go for this internship and also has a disadvantage on the other 19 guys working because he doesn't have the luxury of being able to work till late at night because he has to pick up his son from the daycare since Linda left. So he had to do double the work and basically do better than them if he wants to get the job at the end of the 6 months. And half of the time that those guys do it. Because after 6 months of this internship, they're gonna choose one out of all of those 20 people to get an actual job. And even though Chris had no college degree and only finished high school, he thought he could do it. So every day he woke up and went to do it. At the lowest point of Chris's life in the movie, he comes home with his son and finds all of his stuff on the porch and boxes and stuff and tries to open the door, but they changed the locks. The landlord probably got tired of Chris telling him that he'll get the rent when he gets it, and he's just way behind on rent, so he got kicked out of the house. After his son throws a whole tantrum because he wants to go outside, his son finally listens and they go to a friend's house. And after yelling and yelling, the dude doesn't open the door, so he just sits there and doesn't know what to do. So at some point they go to a train station and they sit on the bench, and Chris has this portable bone density scanner with him and he has it on his lap. And at some point he convinces his son Christopher that this is a time machine, and his son's like, nah, it's not. And he's like, close your eyes, close your eyes. And he's like, nah, I'm not gonna close my eyes. And then he's like, close your eyes, we'll do it together. So they close their eyes, and Chris or Christopher, I'm not sure who, flicks a switch on the machine, and they act like they're back in time and there's dinosaurs and shit. They're looking around, looking at the supposedly dinosaurs, and they're still in a train station, of course. And then at some point they act like there's a T-Rex chasing them. So they're like, let's go hide in the cave, because they're supposedly cavemen, right? They hide in the cave, which is a public bathroom. And you see Chris laying toilet paper all over the floor, and he blocks the door with the scanner, the X-ray scanner he has, and he lets his son sleep on his lap. And you see him start to cry because, he's forced to sleep in a public bathroom with his son, and he doesn't know what to do. And while you see him crying and shit, at some point someone tries to force the door open, and you see him stretch his leg to try to hold the door closed so they don't come in. And I'm not gonna lie, this part has always been the hardest one to watch for me, because even though I know it's a movie, just the idea that this man works so hard every day and does not get paid, gets kicked out of his house and ends up in a bathroom floor with his son. And I mean, it's up. And it is a movie, but it is based on a real person's life. It's not actually Will Smith who went through this. It's a dude that's actually called Chris Gardner. It's based on real events. But at the end of the movie, you see the part of Chris's life he calls happiness. After all those 6 months of doing that internship, he actually landed the job. He was the one person that got the most people to work with the stockbroker firm, and he got to be a stockbroker. That's where the movie ends too. I think the reason I like this movie is mostly because I like how it shows how this man sees these stockbrokers live so happy, and his life is basically going to shit, and he decides to go after being just as happy as them and becoming a stockbroker too. Even though he has no diplomas and only finished high school and doesn't have any experience, but he still believes in himself and does it anyway. He goes every day and shows them that he can work just as good as the guys with the college diplomas and shit, and then ends up getting the position too. I think there's two big lessons that I learned from this movie. The first one being that you shouldn't let your dreams be dreams. If you really want to do something, don't go do something else because others don't believe in you. I mean, if your mom wants you to be a doctor and you go study to be a doctor and shit, well, while you really want to be a graphic designer. And guess what? At some point, your parents won't be here anymore. And even though it's up to think about, if you did all that, let's say you became that doctor and you don't even want to do that, you wake up every day, go do that, but you can hate it, and your parents aren't here anymore, and you're like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I could have spent all those years I spent doing someone else's work and chasing someone else's dream, what they think I should do, not doing what I should do and what I want to do. So basically, in short, don't let others choose what to do with your life, because it's not theirs, it's yours. That's why it's called your life. Bars, bro. Second one being that you should be happy with your life. And that does not mean that I want you to act like you're happy and fake a smile, even though you're maybe not be feeling great. I'm saying there's no such thing as a life that is better than yours, which is also a line from Love Yours by J. Cole. Great song. Even though you live in a ghetto or some shit. You and I both know that you still have a better life than some other people, and you shouldn't compare that to each other. I'm saying that for you to understand that it could always be worse. So instead of being too worried about how bad your life is and how much better it would be if you had this and that and this and that, I think if you just accept where you are and just realize that you have it better than a lot of people, you can be way happier from your day-to-day life all the time, basically. And of course, there's times where you're sad and shit, because being happy is just an emotion. What I'm saying is not really being happy all the time. I'm talking about being positive all the time. Because you can be sad. You can have depressive times, like where you might not have depression, but you just, you go to a little time that's really hard and there's not much positive stuff to think about. But if you just keep remembering that there's people going through way worse stuff than you, and that you can survive this, there's people that have survived the things that you're going through, and that you can just put a smile on your face whenever you feel like it and try to feel happier. And when you do feel better, you can help people that don't feel better to also feel better, like talk to your friends, ask them what's up, ask them how they're doing, tell them Merry Christmas. You know how we do. But that's the whole script I wrote. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we're gonna hit 1K before the end of the year, hopefully. Don't quote me on that, because if we don't hit it, then it's pretty sad. But we might. We're pretty close. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm in my room because I'm quarantining, because I'm on someone's close contact list, so I can't go outside. And here's like a little spot about my Patreon before you leave the video. Watch it real quick, because I'm broke and I make videos. Before I end this video, I want to talk about my Patreon. Patreon is a website where you're able to support me by contributing a small amount of money every month, starting like at $1. There are different tiers, like you can see on my screen right now, and for every tier you get different perks and stuff, but I'm not gonna waste your time and read them all. You can check out the site. It's the first link in the description. Don't forget to like if you liked the video, leave a comment if you liked it a lot, and if you are not subscribed yet, feel free to do that too, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.